What is up, everybody? It is American Idol Unaired, the singers you didn't see. I am your host, Bennett Shear, and today's very special guest is Magdiel Reyes. Welcome to American Idol Unaired.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
of
I really
course. I
appreciate
love
it.
your energy. I love the enthusiasm. I'm excited to get right into it. And I want to give you the chance to introduce yourself to everybody, whatever you want to share.
Well, hi guys. My name is Magdiel. I'm 24 years old. I am from Jacksonville, Florida. Um, I recently did American Idol, and it was one of the best experiences I've ever done. Um, I am a go-getter, so I chase after my dreams. So, American Idol has always been one of my favorite things to do. So I decided to go for it. And after my eighth try of doing American Idol, I finally got it after the night. Yeah.
So I know it might be take a while to walk through every single season, but when was the first year that you auditioned?
The first year I did was when Philip auditioned.
Season 11. Wow, so that was 10 years ago. Wow.
I did. And it was one of the best experience I had did. Um, I should have had, a lot of people usually give up after being told no, but like I said, I'm just one of those people that just go for it.
Nah, man, respect. Respect. You
Yeah.
have to keep going. And
Yes,
it doesn't matter
absolutely.
how many tries it takes. I mean, I think that's so inspirational. I mean, heck, if we have anybody listening right now who's maybe thinking about trying out for American Idol or is looking to go on a competition show or is looking to figure out what to do with their life and they're thinking to themselves, should I go for it? I think that you're the perfect person to tell them, like, yes, you can, you should definitely go for it,
No,
no matter how many tries.
absolutely no. And honestly, I think that, if your passion is singing, go for it. Keep going. Don't stop until there's nothing else for you to fight for. Um, I actually didn't want to be a singer. I actually wanted to be a chef.
Mm.
But I got bullied during school. So when I got bullied during school, music was the only passion for me to kind of focus on. And I did that. And I kept going. I kept going. I sounded like a dying horse. Like a dying
Oh,
horse.
no.
But I did it. I kept going and I kept going and I did it. You know,
But that's what
dreams do
it, you
come
know, it,
true.
it takes that perseverance because especially when you have, I mean, I'm sorry to hear that, you're going through bullying and that's to go through that and then to, if singing is your outlet and you get told no once and you get told no again, it might feel a little discouraging, but the fact that you had the courage to keep going, I don't know if there's ever like the voice in your head of like the bully saying, oh, you should just give up. But you were like, no, I can't give up. I have to show them. And not just to prove other people, it's to make yourself happy, right? I mean, it's a personal
Absolutely.
joy that doesn't have to do with other people.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I just what I did was my motivation of the way that I was thinking was like, okay, a lot of people said that I can't do things. A lot of people have said that I was not going to be no one. A lot of people said that if I didn't focus on something in life, I wasn't going to make it anywhere or I wasn't going to do anything in life. So, some stuff like that. But what I did was, I'm going to show those people wrong and I'm going to go for it and I'm going to make it. And now that I have made it, I showed those people's wrong. And I'm just like, hey, things happen. Kelly Clarkson said a moment like this, and I took that moment and I made it to an actual dream. So I just, yeah, for
Wow.
sure.
And that's a perfect way to look at it for the 20th anniversary season, looking back.
Absolutely.
This show has been iconic and you've been a part of it. And before we really get into your experience this season, I want to know a little bit more about you as an artist. I want to know what kind of songs you sing. I want to know who you aspire to be as a musician. Just walk us through that part of it.
Absolutely. Not honestly, I'm still trying to figure out who I want to be as an artist. I do know for a fact that I do love pop and I love R&B. I love every genre, but as for going down into it, it's R&B and pop. Um, I'm currently right now I'm working on some music. I'm currently writing. So like I have things that I'm working on as projects and stuff. But I don't honestly know what I want to do yet as a artist and who I want to go in as an artist. I don't know if I want to go into the R&B. I can do it all. I could do it all. Don't get me wrong. I could
Oh
do it all.
yeah.
Anybody could do it all. But at the end of the day, it's just like, how do I want to step my foot into the music industry? So I don't know if I want to start off as pop. I don't know if I want to start as an R&B. But I know for a fact that those are one of the most two favorite genres I enjoy and I love. But I actually, just started getting into country more. So like
Ooh.
country, I enjoy country. So I don't know if I want to go into country, but like I don't know. It's just as for right now, just as an artist, I definitely know that I do want to be someone that I can inspire
Mm.
into pushing into things that people told you you're no good at or you can't be nothing in life or something like that. So in a way for me, I want to be the type of artist to motivate people and to keep pushing and to keep going. And basically tell parts of my story that I have yet to tell anybody. And I definitely want to tell that in the story. And I want people to relate that, it's not, life is not easy. It's life is short. So live it to you, to you to the extent of how you want to live it, I guess. If you want to live it to the longest, then live it. If you want to live it to the shortest, then live it. But I live to the point where I want to be the type of artist that I want to be like, go for it, keep pushing, don't
Mm-hmm.
listen to anybody else, listen to your gut, listen to your heart, and listen to your head, and keep going. That's the type of artist I want to be. I just yeah.
An inspiration, really.
Yeah, really.
And and I think that's cool because the fact that you're so honest about not necessarily knowing who you are as an artist yet, that's okay because part of the journey of being a musician is figuring out who you are as an artist. And
Absolutely.
it doesn't matter how long you've been going at it. I think that there's always room to evolve, and it's all about growth at the end of the day. It's not. I think anybody who walks into this music thing thinking like, I know who I am right now, and this is who I'm always going to be, and I'm never going to change. And look at me, I'm 15 years old and I have it all together. Well, then you're not really choosing to grow as a human being and challenge yourself to push yourself outside of the comfort zone. I think that's probably what you're doing. And the fact that you've auditioned for the show 8 times, I wonder, do you think that there's been an evolution of who you think you may be as an artist when it comes to maybe the song choices you had in those individual auditions coming back time after time? Do you think that there was differences in who you were as a vocalist? Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I definitely absolutely, because if you notice, not a lot of artists stay in the same genre. They switch. They
Yeah.
go into different type of genre. So for me was like, oh well, I'm gonna start, and I don't care what type of genre I'm gonna go to. The more time I kept auditioning, the more I started to learn within myself of what type of singer I am. I'm more into the type of I'm into more of ballads. I like to belt. I love to show the emotions that I have. I noticed that I feel like if I do go into like if I do, let's say if I do start as like an artist, I think the person that I would basically go under and who I would look up to would be Adele. I could relate to Adele so much in any of her songs. So I grew up listening to her. And I think the more that I evolved into the artist that I am today and the person that I am is by expressing how you feel,
Mm.
being who you are, never be afraid of who you are. I think that's why I was able to get into American Idol, because I was always so shy, and now I've been able to like show who I am. And then last season, I didn't care. I just said, yeah, I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
fun. I'm gonna be who I am. I'm not gonna change for no one. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. And I think that's I started to realize the more auditions that I have did and I have done, I think that yeah, I seen like a big change within myself within the 8 years, 9 years that I have been doing it. So yeah, it's crazy.
And
It's
so I'm trying to figure out the math in my mind because it sounds like the first audition was 10 years ago. So was it
right.
almost every year in a row that you auditioned? Was there a gap in between?
Yes. So
Okay.
the one I did with Philip, I was legitimate just starting off. So like I didn't really count that off because I didn't really know what I was doing. I just went for it because I wanted to just try.
Yeah.
Um, After that, yes, every season I kept
Wow.
auditioning. Boom, boom, boom. I did an audition for one season just because I kind of um, took a step back. I needed to kind of like focus on who I am. And I came back, and as soon as I figured out who I was, boom, 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 boom,
Mm.
and I did it. So,
Wow. I bet that when the show ended on Fox and that we thought it was over forever, it was sad because you couldn't go back. And then when
it
they brought it back on ABC, you were like, yes.
Yes, I was. I was just like, because when they told me, I was like, no, I didn't get to
Oh my God.
audition. I have been busting my butt to get
Uh,
to where I am. And when they came back, I was like, yes. So I auditioned for the first season when they came back. I met Jordan Sparks, and I was in heaven.
wow.
And then I auditioned again for the second season, and I auditioned again for the third. I didn't make it, and I guess my luck came on the fourth. And I was just like, let's
Wow.
go for it.
Man, I mean, I
So
just remember wanting to be in the audience and so when the show ended thinking, "Oh my God, I'll never get this chance." And then a year later, I'm like, maybe I'm determined not this year, maybe next year I'll get my butt out to California and get a chance to sit in that audience. But hey, I can only imagine if a fan is dying for the show to come back, imagine the dreams that have almost been like resurrected from people like you
ab-
who,
absolutely.
I mean, I think, seriously, I think that like there was some controversy as far as like it kind of was shocking that they made a big deal out of it being the final season and then all of a sudden they bring it back. But as much as people go, oh, it's too soon or it doesn't make any sense, maybe they're not thinking about what that actually does for artists and people who have a dream to achieve success. And, whether it's people like you who have auditioned or the people that have made it on the show and the impact that the music industry has again because of American Idol, I think, uh, it is worth it. I would be sad if they never brought the show back.
Absolutely. No. I mean, my thing about it is it's very weird that the age cutoff is I think it was 28, 29.
Yeah.
And there's so many great singers, vocalists just like out there. And the fact that, I think for this season when they brought it back, I think it was time to show the younger age their vocals, and then all the way to 28, 29. The voice is very hard to get in. American Got Talent is hard to get in. American Idol is hard to get in. The only reason I say that is because they don't tell you what they're looking for. They don't tell you such and such and such. They just tell you, okay, you did good. We'll send you an email. We'll let you know how it goes. So you don't know what you did. You don't know what you did wrong. They don't have time to critique because there's thousands and thousands of people auditioning every season. So it's a lot. It's just, but yeah, it's a,
You
it's a
know, I am curious because a huge difference between when you started auditioning way back in Philip Phillips season is look at how many more of these shows have come on the air, whether it's The Voice or really even just America's Got Talent. It was on, but now there's so much more emphasis on the music with Simon as a judge. I
absolutely.
mean, I'm curious why. I mean, I guess it was around before the others, but why is American Idol the show for you? Why do you prefer that show?
Um, like I said, I grew up watching American Idol. Um, I grew up listening to Simon.
Yes.
Simon was deep in my head talking about
Yes.
no, you can't sing. No, no, unfortunately, this will not happen. So like it legitimately like in my head, Simon has been in my head and has been in it's like a tick and he just in
Yeah.
there. So um my thing about it is like anytime that I kept hearing no from different topics I did, like from American Idol, I was just like, no, I'm gonna show Simon he's wrong. I'm gonna show Simon. Boom,
Yeah.
let's do it again. No, boom, let's do it again. So it's just American Idol has always been a dream of mine.
Yeah.
Like I said, I grew up watching it, and I told myself when I was 7, 8 years old, I said, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get on American Idol one day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even care if I can sing or not. I'm just gonna go try it out. So time went by, and like I said, I went to school, I got bullied, and I think that's the time when I started getting into more music. And I grew my two sisters, they're singers. My sisters was in choir, and my older sister's in church. She sings in church. So I have a family, background of singers. So but as besides that though, I just know for a fact American Idol was for me, because that was something that I grew up watching, and I told myself, and I was like, Magdiel, you're gonna make that one day. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but you're gonna do it. And when you do it, be grateful for what you did. So I am grateful, and it's been a journey. It's been definitely a journey. So, but it's just something that
that's an amazing story, and I also think it's really incredible that the season that you finally make it in front of the judges is the 20th anniversary season, right? I mean, that's a big deal.
Right.
Yes, you so deserved it, and so now I want to talk about this season. So as listeners know, and I'm assuming that even though you've auditioned several times, it's the same every year. There's typically 3 rounds of auditions you have to go through, or maybe sometimes a few more. But there's like the cattle call, which used to be, the shots you'd see of hundreds of thousands of people. Now it's done over Zoom. And then there's the executive producer round before the judges. So are you still part of that cattle call, even though you've been going back every year? Are you waiting in line with all those people, or I should say virtually?
I wouldn't really know. Just because, and honestly, they know me now.
Yeah.
The producers knows me now, because I make myself known.
Yes.
But as for that, I wouldn't really know. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I wouldn't really know. But as for getting into the judges, that was really hard, because you actually go through one person, then you go through another person, and I believe that you go through a third person, and those 3 people, the third person is like several type of like producers, and it's just not one, it's not 2, but it's like at least 4 or 5, and they get to decide if you get to make it to go to American Idol or not. The first person just basically sees your energy, the type of person who you are. Second person is like basically, hey, like, I just went through the first round, like, let's go to the second round. What are you looking for the second round? The third is when you're just like, okay, well, we'll get to decide, if you made it through or not. You will have to sing again and again and again and again. For me, I think that, going through all those rounds were very, very difficult. Because once you get to American Idol, that ball, well, it changes. It's fun, but it's a lot of work to do. So, but as for the question you had asked me, I wouldn't really know. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. I wouldn't really know.
Okay.
So
it sounds like regardless, it's a pretty long process before you do get in front of the 3 judges, because there's a lot of rounds you have to go through. It's just a matter of, I'm sure it may all be fuzzy now, because you're probably just focused on getting to Katie, Luke, and Lionel, and everybody else is kind of just like, all right, let me get through you. Let me just impress you one by one by one. And then next thing you know, so what city did you get to audition in for the 3 judges?
I auditioned in Austin, Texas.
Fun.
Yes, it was awesome.
And there are usually multiple days of filming, and if you're lucky, you go early, and then you kind of get to just sneak out of there. Otherwise, you might be waiting, being filmed for several days till you actually get in the room. What was the case for you?
So we got there, and basically, like, the first day, we just kind of chillaxed. We kind of just got to meet everybody, got to meet the producers, got to meet other singers, got to the hotel. We got to take pictures. We had to do our checkups for, COVID and stuff like that. We had to go through all that. But as for going in there, yeah, we got to see a little bit of Austin. We got to go eat. We got to have fun. I got to meet other singers. But the next day, the first day, yeah, that's when everything just gets crazy. You're in the sun a lot. You have to wear the same outfit. They make that look like you're legitimate. You're going like a 1 day thing, but no, it's legitimate like a 6 day, 5 6 day thing where you legitimate wear your same clothes.
Wow.
You have to do vocals. There's a lot of production. There's a lot of moving back and forth. There's a lot of other recordings you have to take, and it was a magical thing. For me, it was just a lot of hot because there was no wind in Austin.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but it was just so hot. And like I said, there's just so many great singers out there. You had, the people that got shown on American Idol for Austin, I got to know them. And I was just like, it's an honor to meet people that got to pass, to second place, third place, first place, whatever we're going through in American Idol. But for all that production, yeah, it was a lot. That was 6 days of production. They had us outside for about 3 to 4 hours trying to record the same thing again and again and again and again. And I'm just like, how many times are we doing this? Like, can we move on? It's hot. I'm hungry. I'm hot. Like, I'm ready to go home. But it was, and honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, I have fun. I got to meet Ryan Seacrest. I was cheesing so hard. I was like, so it was fun. It was fun.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't think I've really had a chance to talk too much to any of my guests so far yet about meeting Ryan Seacrest. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what it was like to be with this iconic figure, if we may say so?
Yeah. So, and honestly, I really thought he was tall.
No.
He's legit, man.
Yeah.
Probably the same height as me, or just a little bit shorter. Amazing dude. He is so super, super, super sweet. He interacts with everybody. He always wants to get to know you. He wants to know who you are, this and this and that. Great, amazing person. I think that Ryan Seacrest, I was just like, listen, I got a crush on you. Like, you're like, sir. But Ryan Seacrest has always been a nice person. I think, going into a camera, you have to kind of be a different type of person. But when you're outside of camera, it shows who you really are.
Right.
As for him, he is the same way in person and the same way in camera. He has nothing to change on. Pretty cool. He took several pictures with everybody. I was just like, no, I need to get one first. Move out my way. I'm on my way.
You've been waiting for this for 8 seasons. You get in front line.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
But let me take this opportunity.
Yeah.
So I took it and I took some pictures, and it was one of the best moments of my life. I was just like, so.
Wow. He's the fixture. Like, you have the change in judges, the show changes over the years, but that man has been there from day one, and this show has been a part of your life from day one. And so to get to meet him, it's one thing, the judges are great and everybody else is great, the other contestants, but Ryan Seacrest represents this show that's been a part of your life for so long. And so
for 20 years.
In all seriousness, it's like, it's got to be just really special, man. Like, that's a big deal.
No, it really was. It really was. I think in reality, getting to meet, your host idol.
Yeah.
Let's just say that, your host idol. It's just like, what? Like,
yeah.
Hi, Ryan Seacrest. Like, nice to meet you, man. I never thought in a million years I would be sitting right here in front of you, saying hi and shaking your hand.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool.
Wow. All right, so let's get to when you actually get to make it to the judges. So now I know we're talking about the long days and you're waiting there a while. Which day did you finally get to go in and do your audition?
So I did my day on day 5th. So,
okay, wow.
Which was I think was a Wednesday or Thursday. Mind you, we got there on the 2nd. And the 2nd of October, and I did my audition on the it was the 4th or the 5th day, because I remember I was with the last group.
Mm-hmm.
So we got in there, you know, we started doing productions. While you wait for your day to come, you do your you know, vocal warm-ups, you get to do your rehearsals, you get to do more video, like, you know, people recording you get to meet people. But day of my audition, unfortunately, I lost my vocals. I couldn't really sing. I couldn't do anything. I was very strained. I was like I couldn't push a note out. I was able to do several notes that I was able to push out, but I went in there and I got to meet Katy Perry, I got to meet Lionel, I got to meet Luke, and we started talking about Vienna sausage. I don't know why. Katy was hungry, I think. And I think we started talking about Vienna sausage. And I would never forget that because I was just like, girl, why are we talking about Vienna sausage here? Like, can we move on?
20 years and this is what it amounts to.
Yeah, I'm here like, dang, I made it this far. We're talking about Vienna sausage? Like, okay, cool. So she was like, yeah, I love them, the little cans. Like, I love the ones, I think she said barbecue or like jalapeno, she said. And I was just like, girl, I don't eat Vienna sausage. I don't care. It's like, girl, move on. So then we got in there and I introduced myself to them, and I got to go ahead and sing. I got to work with the amazing pianist.
Fred.
I forgot his name. I got to look it up.
Fred?
Fred. Yes, Fred. He is one of the amazing pianists I've ever heard. And I think the way that he was able to cooperate with the vocals that I was able to hit that day, because my vocals was completely shot. I brought it down a note. I was able to hit several notes, like I said, but it came to the point where they went in there and they were like, hey, okay, so it's gonna be a no. It's gonna be a no for all three. Katy said that to come back next year. There was no problems with my vocals. It's just sounded I was straining. You know, they said that I have vocals and I sound great. I just had to come back next year without straining. Lionel has said that there was he sees something in me, and basically that to come back again, and you know, when you come back again, don't do too much. But I understand that, you know, every artist goes through things with their vocals. And like I said, I think for me, if they would have gave me a chance, I would have blew them away. Going to Hollywood Week, I would have blew them away. I think it's just that day I was doing too much. And I think that, you know, as soon as I went home, I took a month and a half without singing. I needed a vocal rest. But like I told them, I was like, let me go. I want to go so bad. I can show y'all. But, you know, things happen for a reason. You know, you made it there. I mean, you know, like I said, it is my fault that I was singing a lot and I was rehearsing a lot, to the point where I was just like, Magdiel, you should have just stayed in your room and just kind of watched TV the whole entire time. You should have never just been out there singing. But like I said, I got to them and they told me no. They told me to come back next year. And legitimate, not even a week later, they did more auditions on Instagram, virtual. So I auditioned again. And I was just like, oh yeah, I'm going again. Like,
oh yeah.
As much as I don't care if my vocals are shot, I'm coming back again and I'm gonna show y'all that I deserve to be in Hollywood. So I came back, and unfortunately, one of the producers that have interviewed me in a moment like this room, she was just like, so I don't know how we're gonna do this because you've already auditioned. I don't know if this is gonna be if we're gonna be able to let you go again. But you know, unfortunately, they didn't let me go again. So I was just like, So next year, I got it again. It's in the bag. I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna win. I want to win. I have to have that. I have to have that mindset to where if I go back, I'm winning. There's no going to top 20s. There's no top 15, 10, whatever. Going to win. I'm going for the finish line.
Hell yeah. I'll
So,
be rooting you on the whole way, man. I'll be texting those digits, whatever your number is, to 21523, everybody. You heard it here first. Magdiel,
yes,
text X number. And
absolutely.
in the olden days, it'd be like, that's 1866, that's 43657.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's like I said, it's been a process. I had several people, wanted to interview me for other stuff. And I think after being, and honestly, being told no in American Idol, especially going into the idols that you grew up listening to, and being told no it hit me hard. And honestly, it really did hit me hard coming home. And I'm like, damn, like I worked my butt off. I worked so much, and I worked so hard to get to where I got to, and I messed it up. So, but like I said, it's a lesson learned. We move on. Don't beat yourself up too hard. Keep going. Keep pushing.
That's right.
I got at least 6-7 more years to go before I wait. Hold on. No, I got
24?
5 more years to go.
5 more years. Yeah, that's right. It's okay. We got five.
I was like, hold on. I had to go back. Five more years to go. But like I said, I'm going to go back and I'm going to be like, hey guys, y'all remember me?
Yeah.
And I'm going to hit them with I already know what song I'm going to do for next season. I think in reality, it's going to be a shock for a lot of people because not a lot of people really can sing the song. So it's just like, yes.
Wow.
So,
well, as much as I'm curious to know what that song is, I think it's better if we're all surprised. If we,
yes.
Idol's already back, baby,
Please,
renewed for season 21. So we never know what's going to happen.
Yes. Absolutely. No, it's just it's been a cool experience. So like for anybody that's out there, just that want to keep going and keep pushing yourself, go for it. Don't, man, girl, whoever you are, go for it. Push yourself and keep pushing until there's nothing else to fight for. Just if you have that deep thought in the back, you're saying, oh, I'm not gonna make it. You go to the front and you go, yes, I'm actually going to make it. Don't tell yourself you're not going to make it because you're pushing you're degrading yourself. That's what that basically is. And you want to motivate yourself to be like, yeah, I got this in the bag. Let's go for it.
Yeah, you have to have that attitude. I meant to ask you what song you sang in the audition.
Oh, I did Don't You Remember by Adele.
Okay. Cool.
I was gonna do so the song that got me through all the producers was I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston.
Okay.
And I was able to hit those notes and I was just like, yes. So, and I guess because I let go of myself and I kind of like started dancing and I'm just kind of like showing the mood and just having fun with it. Because I think my problem was that I was always starting off with ballads. I was always starting off with slow songs. And a lot of people go in there and they do slow songs, but it's just depending on that one person that can blow you away with that sad song. So for me, it was just like, let's bring it up a notch to the pop. Yeah, let's go to Whitney Houston. So I did Whitney. And I got through. But, my original song that I wanted to do for in front of the judges was I Found a Boy by Adele. I was able to connect with that song. I was able to hit the runs and riffs that I was able to do. And don't get me wrong, I know the song Don't You Remember, but in reality, that's not one of the songs I wanted to do. The producers are telling me because of the copyrights, I wasn't able to do it. So I was just like, dang. So I got stuck with I Want to Dance with Somebody and Don't You Remember? And I did it. I killed it. Don't get me wrong. I knew me listening to, because when you're in front of the judges, they have this mic and it echoes around the room. So you're able to hear yourself plus the pianist. And it sounded like it was legitimate in my ear, but it wasn't in my ear. It's just the way it was bouncing, it sounded so close. But as soon as I started singing, I was able to hear like it was just sounding like strain, and I was just like, go for it, Maddie. I'll just finish it off and just do what you gotta do.
Right.
So
you mentioned it's one thing that people you might always not know initially is you mentioned copyright. Like you can't always just sing anything you want. I mean, a lot of times they can get a song cleared, but you know, especially when they get to the Hollywood round, like where they're having to pick songs, and that's why you hear people singing, multiple people singing the same songs. Um, it'd be nice if you could go in and just sing whatever you wanted, but there is some limitation as far as what you can sing.
Absolutely. And I'm talking about very limited because there's some songs that I even recommended to push. I was gonna do Bruno Mars Treasure. They said no.
Mm.
They told me to do I Found a Boy. Then they told me no. Copyrights. And then they want me to do this and then that. And I'm just like, it took me a week before I realized what I actually was supposed to sing because they kept telling me no, and every song that I threw out for them to approve, they was like no. So it's just certain songs that you just can't sing, which is kind of like really?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm trying to think if I were one of these big stars like a Bruno Mars or whoever, or Adele, like, I mean, I know I'm not one of them, but I feel like I would want anybody and everybody to sing my song because that's more exposure for my song. Like, I mean, it could be naive. I'm sure that it's so much of the political business aspects of why, songs have to get cleared. But I'm just trying to imagine, like, if I were a superstar, I don't care how big I was, I'd want everybody singing my songs because I would want to give them a chance to shine, and I would want that next artist to have an opportunity if they feel that my song can help them, not being restricted and then potentially not succeeding as much because they're not having a song that could show off their range as much.
Exactly. No, that's it. And I think that's a little bit of my problem. I feel like, if I release some music, I want people to just go for it. I want them to create whatever you can create out of my song to help me and to help me push my career even further. Adele, I have been listening to that lady since like forever.
Right.
And there was certain songs that I never even learned out of her album. The song that I heard, I Found a Boy, came out of her first album, and I was just like, "Yo, how have I never heard of this song?" And the fact that they told me that was the copyright, I was just like, oh, "Y'all really, really? That was a good song. I could have blown away with." But no, it's okay. Like I said, things happen for a reason, in reality, just some songs are just not meant to give out for copyrights because either that person just don't want to release it or it's deeply to them and they just don't want to, I definitely understand all that. So
yeah, I mean, they have a right to do it, I just think, it's gotta be interesting when you're trying to push your career forward. Essentially, they've already had a career. So in some cases, I just wonder, like, is it, could they be giving back more to the upcoming artist who, looks up to them and says, look, like, I look up to you. You're this huge influence on me and I want to advance my career with your help. But, to each their own. I mean, if that's not what an artist is feeling, if they're more picky, then they have the right to not let somebody sing their song. But overall, I mean, you still had the experience. You still got to do the best that you could in front of those judges. I'm curious, any memories from meeting other contestants, whether they're ones that we may recognize who were aired on the show or that were not, anybody that you met that you thought they're really talented, they're really cool, they're funny?
Yes. I know so many people. Knowing the dude that just came in third place, Fritz Hazard or Hager. I can't say his last name, but Fritz.
Yes.
Hager, yeah. So Fritz. Most of those songs that he performed originally on Idol, he sang that to us. And the fact that he was able to release those on American Idol was just like awesome.
Yeah.
There was a girl. Her name was Mei Lee. I gotta look up her name. I'm not good with last names. I'll just go with first name. Her name is Mei Lee. She is from Hawaii. She was actually one of the videos for Katy Perry for Pokemon. So she wasn't one of those. Um, Great singer. Didn't get passed through because they told her that she's too Broadway
Mm.
or whatever, but she's an amazing singer.
Mm-hmm.
I have another artist. His name is Jashawn. Great singer. He's actually in Broadway, but great vocal. Um, there's so many. I can send you a list of just so many people that just did not get shown, and they were amazing. I'm talking about um, Naraya. She is an R&B singer and it's an amazing singer. I just there's so many people that were just so good that just didn't get through that I'm just like, really? Are y'all
Yeah.
serious? Like, what is this? Like, why? So it's crazy, you know. I think American Idol really looks for people that I don't know. I don't sometimes I don't even know what American Idol is really looking for because they don't even tell us. They just, oh, I think you're good. We're gonna
Yeah.
put you through. We'll put you through. And they could be a good singer on the day one, but then it's just like depending on what type of song choice they go through during Hollywood week and stuff like that, is when things starts getting serious and you realize who you really are as a person in Hollywood week. Especially like the judges really looking on who you are and who you want to be. Because if they're gonna put you through live auditions and stuff like that, or anything like that, they're going to America's gonna be like, hey, like, oh, why'd y'all put him through? Or her,
Right.
why'd y'all put them through? Like another person could have been better than that. So, but there's just so many, like I said, so many great singers. I can send you a list of them. But I know a couple of them. You know, I got to meet my girl Danny. She made it to Showstopper.
Mm-hmm.
She made it all the way to Showstopper. You know, my buddy Douglas, the one that did they got a standing ovation. He cried for
Yeah.
being bullied.
Yeah. I remember him.
Yes, that's my Douglas. Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
Douglas. I love him to death, and he is a great singer too. I got to meet Katie O. Katie O. She actually we I did not know that until recently. We lived in the same city, and we
Oh.
came across each other several times. Great country singer, still didn't get put through.
Mm.
So there was just so many singers that are just so and like having like a story behind who they are as a person. Their stories are amazing.
Yeah.
And you know, yeah, it's a great experience. Like I said, I got to meet so many songwriters, singers. I got to meet my idol. I got to meet Katie. I actually wanted to meet Katie for a reason, but turns out she's just like, I don't want to say that I'm not saying that, but it's just she's pretty cool. But it's just like sometimes you don't know if she's being honest or if she's being like one of those people where it's just like, you know what I mean? I guess in a way, but she's cool. She was funny about the Vienna sausage, though. I don't know where the Vienna sausage came from. I
Right.
don't know, but
Yeah, it's she does like snacks. They've done like stuff on the show. Like, did you
he
ever
does.
see they did like this whole bit with like queso where she and Luke started singing a song about queso?
I remember that,
Yeah.
and I was just like, Katie, what is you doing?
But maybe you were connecting some dots like, okay, I'm not crazy. Like she talks about sausage because she just is obsessed with food. So,
Yeah, she is. No, I was like, girl, do you want me to go to the store and get you some? Because I can't. Like, I can go get you some.
whatever it takes to get to Hollywood.
That's what I was saying. So,
Yeah.
no, it was definitely one of the best experience I've ever done. I think, you know, like I said, being a kid and looking at something that you grew up watching and then being on it, it's like, whoa, like it did a 360. So it was just like, so,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I know
it was
you mentioned a minute ago you were like you met your idol. Was that referring to Ryan Seacrest or did I miss something else that you mentioned about like someone that was
no,
really
no.
exciting to meet?
I actually another idol of mine was Lionel Richie.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah,
Lionel
he's
Richie.
uh
They all. So in all reality, when you go in front of them, they really look like plastic figures because of like the lighting and the makeup. Like legitimate, they all look like they're not real. And I'm just like, damn, y'all really look good. Like, y'all are looking good up here. But Lionel, he was so cool. He smiled. We talked. Luke, I don't know what it was. Luke was just type of like, well, hold on. The type of look. He has his hands crossed. He's laid back and he's looking at you. Katie, she's all up in her desk and she's looking at you like eye contact. She's looking deep in your soul.
Oh.
Lionel's over here is like, I do it. So it was really cool. But I enjoyed it. It was an awesome time. And yeah, I wish that, you know, sometimes I could go back in time and kind of like fix all that. But, you know, like I said, things happen for a reason. You can't go back in time, and you just got to keep going forward and keep pushing yourself. So that's what I tell myself.
Yeah. Well, as we said, I mean, I'm imagining we might see a familiar face next season, because as many times as you've auditioned, one of these times, I think you're going to get aired. And I think that, like we said, that you're going for the W. Like, this is not about top 20. This is not about top 10. This is about getting you to the top.
Yeah.
And when you're there, I'll be rooting you on. I'll be voting for you. And I also wanted to ask, because I enjoy asking all of my guests this question. I assume you're watching this season. It sounds like you're pretty tuned in to what's going on. And how do you feel about the current results? Now, when this episode comes out, it's right before the finale. So we've currently, if you're listening to this when it's new, we've got Leah, we've got Noah, we've got Hunter Girl. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings?
And honestly, you know, like, I don't want to talk bad. Like, I don't want to talk, because I don't do that. But my thing about it is, it's like, I feel like Fritz should have stayed.
Yeah.
I think Fritz should have stayed. Hunter Girl, I love her, but she wasn't giving me the type of vibe to make it to the top 3. Leah, great singer. I'm rooting for her.
Me too.
Noah, I love Noah.
Yeah.
Noah is, I met him in Austin too. So the fact that I got to meet him in Austin and see him go through all these experience, like basically going to the top 3, it's like, yo, Noah, who would have thought who would have thought you would be here? So like, it's awesome. The fact that, you know, Fritz made it to the top 4, Nicolina made it to the top, to the top, basically top 5 I met. So they made it to the top 5. Nicolina, I wish I could have met her. I've been following her on TikTok for the longest. And the fact that she auditioned for American Idol and I did not know that, I was just like, really? We could have met. So, but as for the top 3, I think in reality, you know, I think Noah might win. I think Noah will win. Hunter Girl, she could definitely, I could see her moving a lot of things, but in the country genre.
Right.
Like I said, I wasn't just getting nothing from Hunter Girl. Like, really, like, her when she started, I was like, yeah. Now it's just like, okay, girl, come on, we need you to pipe it up. We need you to make this. For Leah Girl, Leah, honestly, she's like another Fritz, but in a female version. Yeah. And I think that in reality, I could see either Noah or Leah winning. I mean, I can see Hunter Girl too, but Leah or Noah, like, I enjoy them. And I don't know Leah. I know Noah. Noah can sing. So knowing that I see Noah progress, go like 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. I'm just like, wow, Noah, you really impressed me. But I was rooting for Fritz the whole entire time. I was always rooting for Fritz. And the fact that they kicked him out, I was like, why?
I was shocked. I'm telling you, this season is full of twists and turns. The eliminations have surprised me time and time again.
It does. And it does. Because when they took Nicolina out, I was just like, wait a minute, bring that back. I was like, y'all kicked her out. And it's the fact that she is the first Canadian girl to make it to the top 5th. And, well, as I heard.
Or that she wouldn't get as many votes because people back home can't actually vote for her. which
Right.
may have affected her, but you can't deny her vocal talent. And she did make a top 5, which is impressive, but it's still at this point, when you have that much talent, it's shocking to see anybody go, I feel like, you know?
Absolutely. Especially having Noah, Leah, Fritz, Nicolina, and Hunter Girl. Yeah, those right there, they got some, they picked the right ones. I think Hunter Girl to be on top 3, I'm just like, girl, I love you. I support you, but Fritz should have stayed.
No,
Fritz should.
literally, if it were Leah, Fritz, and Noah, it would have been a perfect top 3. My feeling is 2 out of 3 ain't bad if I can get 2 out of my 3 picks. And also, like, look, I
Yeah,
mean, I don't think we're in the business of like wanting people to fail, but we do have our favorites that we want. So, you
right.
know, if Hunter Girl gets 3rd and it's Leah knowing the top 2, I'd be happy with that. I also think Fritz is going to be just fine in the real world. I mean,
For sure.
his EP charted to #1 while he was still on the show. He also killed it in that round where he had COVID, just like Noah. They almost sounded better in their hotel rooms than they did
Yeah.
on the
Mm, mm.
stage.
My thing about it though, that album he released way before American Idol.
Oh yeah,
That so I'm the fact that it just blew up to be a #1 that quick.
yeah.
It's
Says
crazy.
something.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
So, that's what, and you know what though? He did it for a reason. Everybody was saying the same thing because we have a group chat for American Idol, the people that we didn't go through or did go through. Um, Fritz did that for marketing. And he did that. He really did that very well because he released it knowing that American Idol was going to premiere. And when it premiered, everybody was going to know who he was. So
right.
when he was, they started looking and it started going do, 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 do. So in reality, what Fritz did was smart.
Yeah.
He did that. I was like, go
And
Fritz.
and Hunter Girl is smart too because I think she had a similar situation. I think she put out, I don't know if I think maybe the EP was already out way before, but people started finding her on iTunes because of
Right.
Idol. But I don't know. Are you familiar with Clark Beckham? Do you know who that is?
But yeah, the you said Clark,
Clark Beckham.
the dude that audition in
He Should I tell you or do you want to?
no. Isn't that the dude that did Waiting Games in one season?
I think he sang that song. I remember. I mean, I don't know if you're referring to like the season he auditioned. He was season 14, and the reason I brought him up is because I don't know if you know about this, but he has a whole YouTube channel now where he does recap videos of every episode, where he like reacts and critiques. He also has a thing where you can become a member, which I am, and he does live Q&As so you can ask him questions and we talk about American Idol. Plus it's a great way for it's genius because he also is able to promote his tour. He does singing lessons, and if you're a member, it's only $5 a month, which is cheap. And because it's cheap, a lot of people become a member. So he's got all these members, and you can also do a thing in the YouTube comments called Super Chat, where you pay 10 people pay $50 or $100 to ask him a question that'll pop up before all the other comments. So you pay to have your question boosted, and then he gets all that money. Reason I bring this up is that he said Hunter Girl was really smart, and also Fritz, because in the olden days when they used to put all the performances on iTunes, back before Spotify, Apple Music, and you had to buy each single, the likelihood that any of the contestants were actually getting any of that money was slim to none, because it's the American Idol recording label that gets all the money back from the purchases. But to put out your own album, you get that money. Like, and American Idol doesn't get a cent of it because you chose to put that out before and then strategically either release something or promote it again. Like, so I will say that both Fritz and Hunter Girl know how to play the game, because
No, absolutely.
it's like they're getting the exposure and the money.
I think no, and I definitely agree. I think what in all honesty, I'm not familiar with Hunter Girl. I'm only familiar with her because of the show.
Yeah.
And I have to actually go listen to her a little bit. But with Fritz, Fritz, no, Fritz, and honestly, he knew what he was doing because he already had this EP way before American Idol, and he was showing us some songs before the show. As soon as we came back, he started showing us more songs. And what was it? The Unconditional Love, the song that he did on Idol. He
Yeah.
has shown us to us a long time ago, and the fact that he was able to perform it was like, okay, cool. So now that you perform it, though, those are questions that I also do ask. If you perform it, though, doesn't American own it now because you
Hmm.
performed it under them, or do they get paid, or do you still get paid? That's what I'm saying. So like that's why I was just like, even if he did do drop that album before American Idol, is American Idol owing that now? Is like, do they
Hmm.
owe that, or does Fritz owe the whole thing? You know what I mean? That's why I was just asking. Like, those are questions that I
Yeah.
basically.
I'm gonna try to find that out because I don't know the answer to that. I imagine, like, well, first of all, regardless of the album, the contract that they signed to be on the show, what happens if you win the show, and even if you make it to top 24 on the show, they, in a lot of ways, they own you and what you can do with
Yes.
future releases. So I definitely don't think, if I had to guess, that any future recordings they could just go on their own and release because Idol would have to either, you know,
Be
get their
approved.
label.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And I think that's exactly why. No, and then honestly, like, I wanted Fritz to win, but I'm also happy he didn't win
Mm,
because if he would have won that, every song that he had to release has to be approved by either American Idol contract or
right.
basically whoever he is under in such and such and such. So that's why a lot of people say on their comments on YouTube that it was good um for them not to go to win it because the girl, what's her name? Kennedy, was it Kennedy? The
Oh yeah,
girl,
Kennedy Anderson.
yeah, she dropped out, and a lot of people were saying that good thing that she didn't go through with it at all because she would have been signed to a record label that she probably did not want to be in.
Right. It's yeah, I mean that would have been I felt like it was smart of her because I think that based on the praise she was getting when where her career could head, like that was a good move. Like last season, I don't know if you remember Benson Boone, he did the same thing.
Yes,
And now he's had like 3 hit singles. So worked out for him. And then as far as the finale goes, like I'm rooting for Leah all the way. And it's like part of me as a supporter is like I'm thinking about the whole contract thing. So I feel like what I've decided is if she wins, I'm going to be happy for her and hope for the best in terms of her career. But if she doesn't win, I'm going to be like, you know what? Everything happens for a reason, like you said. And now she doesn't have to worry about the contract and she still had the same amount of exposure. So really, if
right.
you get first, second, or third, you can kind of take that opportunity and run with it. Um, and we'll see. I actually know Leah. I went to Belmont with her before we both dropped out, and I tell this story every time. And first semester, I kid you not, I I signed up for an intro to songwriting class because I've written a couple of songs and I've
Okay.
sang in my high school band. And so it's a hobby for me. And I took it as an elective. I was a film major, but I wanted to do something musical because I figure I'm in Nashville at Belmont. Why not? I should have
Right.
known that if I'm in Nashville on Music Row, that this is going to be a class full of either commercial voice majors or songwriting majors. And I'm like, shit, like, I don't know. Like, I have to act like I'm talented, like, compared to all these people. So I just tried to make the most of it. But day one, we all went around and sang a song that we wrote. And I heard her sing, and I was like, oh my God, that girl is a star. And I was like, she is the standout of this group. I carpooled with her. I still have her phone number. When I tried to vote for her one time, I literally, instead of typing like the 21523, I typed Leah in the 2 box. So then all of our text messages from 2019 come up, and she's about to get 10 texts from me going, five, 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 five. So, no, it's like literally, okay, you and I are the same. American Idol is ingrained into our lives, right? So to
Right.
know somebody that is literally in the finale, like, I don't know. I'm not saying I didn't think she could do it, but like, it's not every day that like somebody that you know makes it that far. Like
too
maybe
far,
they
right?
get an audition or they make it through a couple rounds. She's in the freaking finale, and that moment when she I don't know if you watched, she literally fell to the floor when they called her
To the
name.
floor because
And
she was just like, what?
And
She was like,
that's the
what?
energy that we want, because let's be real here. We want likable people. We want humble people. We want people who are appreciative and not just like, oh, I know I have this in the bag. Because we
Right.
like to see that they are genuine. And I really think that her winning, and by the way, I'm not somebody who would only support somebody because I know them. If I didn't feel that she was talented, I wouldn't have the same level of enthusiasm. But this
Right.
girl, she can sing her face off. She can write incredible lyrics, and she has the look, she has the whole package, the personality for days. And so I think that for this 20th anniversary season, that's like the Kelly Clarkson moment that the show needs. That is their
Yes.
girl. That is the, like, I don't know if I go as far as to say that stylistically she's like the next Kelly Clarkson, but she can give them a Kelly Clarkson moment, because
Right.
that's just how Kelly was. Like, I remember season 1, Kelly wasn't like, "Oh, I have this in the bag." She was humble, and she's gone on to have one of the most incredible careers of anybody on that show, but she put in the work. She didn't expect anything.
Absolutely.
So when she got that W, it was like a moment that was priceless. It was emotional because she wasn't just expecting it, you know?
No, absolutely. No, I definitely agree. I think people with a mindset like, oh, I'm gonna get it. I got no problem with that.
Yeah.
I'm just like, no, because most of the time you say that and it's just not gonna end up happening.
Yeah.
My thing about it is I'm so grateful for the every opportunity that comes to my door because a door closes, another one opens. So in reality, any opportunity that comes through my way, I'm always gonna be grateful and humble because that can be taken like that.
Yeah.
So the fact that, I was able to do what I did for American Idol, I was just like, like I'm humble for that. I'm very
Yeah.
grateful. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to stand in front of you guys and to basically sing. So the fact that Leah did the same thing and Leah's all the way at the end, that girl right there, she got that in the bag. She got
Yeah.
it. She got it. But Noah too, just like
Yeah.
learning the story behind Noah's, what he was going through and all that stuff. Just I'm very proud of Noah, and I think Noah has come a long way. So I'm just like, yeah, go for Noah.
Oh
So and
yeah.
then Hunter girl, I'm just I like her, but I'm just like sometimes I question, was she the one to really get a platinum ticket?
Mm.
Do like was she really someone that she could have got a platinum ticket? Um I believe so, but I think like there could have been some great opportunity, other people that could have
Yeah.
got that platinum ticket. But though that was up to Katie, Lionel, and Luke. Those are the ones that basically gave that ticket out to her. So if they see potential, That's good. Hunter girl, if you watching this, I'm rooting for you. I don't
Oh.
need you to think like I'm talking bad. I love
No.
you. So
See, it's all about, like, I mean, look, I was very honest that I wanted Leah to win, and I'm not saying that I want Noah and Hunter Girl to fail. And I
right. No,
think
I'm
that,
not saying that.
yeah, exactly. Like, we're rooting for everybody, and for you, Magdiel, you've been there, so you know what it's like. And if anything, you get what it must feel like to be in this competition and to
Yes.
be fighting for your dreams. And I mean, just looking back, I mean, it's such a big deal that, I guess people focus a lot on the winning. And don't get me wrong, that's your goal. Like, that, you are coming back to win. But let's not forget that out of I think there's like 100,000 people this season, people really coming out. I think it doubled from last season. You made it
Yeah.
to the small crop of singers who they said, you know what? You're good enough. We want to put you in front of the judges. And that is a step in the right direction, my friend, because you've been going,
Absolutely.
trying out year after year after year. You got in front of those judges. And,
Absolutely.
20th season, you make it in front of the judges. And when American Idol turns 21, you might just win the whole thing.
Yeah, and I think like I said, God always has a way show you a way. God always has a way to show you to like, okay, this is the right path for you to go to. This is the other path that you can go to. And you get to decide, do you want to go to this side or do you want to go to the other side? I pick the positive side. I pick it
Yeah.
to the where I'm like, okay, I could have given up about 4, maybe 5 times. I could have given up, but because there was this one person that really came to me and was just like, you should just stick to doing what you're doing and stop singing. That to me was like, oh, wow. That was kind of like, oh, okay. So
Yeah.
I decided to come back and I kept going, practicing hour after hour, after minute, after second, even if it has just a little hum. I'm always doing something with my vocals because and you know, my thing about it is I always shock myself with my singing because there's some notes that I'm able to hit and I'm like, oh my God, I hit it. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, wait. I was like, okay. Let's try that one more time. And usually like once you do it once, it's like you can't do it again unless you're like really into it. So it's a lot of things, but like, you know, being on American Idol, yeah, and seeing other people achieve their dreams and being in the same state that I was in with them. And I'm just like seeing them go through and going through. I'm just like, who would have knew?
Oh my God.
Go for it, guys. Go for it. I believe in y'all. You know, I have faith in you guys. And you know, at the end of the day, at this point right now, it's all to America. America decides who's gonna be winning this season, who's gonna be doing this and that. So I'm just like, okay, let's
It's
see.
so exciting. We're 3 days away. I'm like, oh.
I know. And you know what? My thing about it is because I don't have like cable, like because I have everything streaming. I don't have cable. I wait until the next day or until they post it on YouTube. And once
Yeah.
I see it on YouTube, I'm like,
So will you be voting? Because I know that, I mean, you technically could vote without watching because they have the app and stuff, but you know, they do the coast to coast.
Yes, I actually, like I said, I've been voting for Leah and Noah. Before Fritz, like really made it a little bit bigger than that. I was voting for Fritz, Noah, and Leah. But then I started going more for Noah because Fritz left, and I was just like, damn, I'm gonna go for Noah this time. I'm gonna go for him real quick. Hunter Girl, I probably let me stop saying this because I don't talk about Hunter Girl as much. I'm gonna vote for her because I want to see what type of artist that she wants to be growing up after American Idol because I can see her going very far in country.
Yeah,
I can really see her doing that. Like she could be the next. I can see her being the next Miranda Lambert. I can see her doing that. So yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited to see. I'm very wishing good luck to all of them. You know, I'm just excited for the 3 days. I want to see who's gonna win. I want to see like if Leah wins, I'm just gonna be like,
oh my God, me too. Dude, we gotta talk. We gotta be like, she did it.
I got you. Listen, I'm gonna text you. I'm gonna text you. DM me like, hey, she's about to start.
Oh my God.
So I'm excited, but no, for sure though, next season, I'm going for it, and I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna win. And honestly, I just want to, like I said, I just want to be an inspiration to someone. I want to let them know, don't give up on what you got, what you have. If you have a talent, go for it and show off. If it's not American Idol, American Got Talent. If it's not American Got Talent, it's The Voice. If it's not The Voice, then try something else that's going to get you out there. YouTube, you know, Spotify, SoundCloud, whatever. TikTok. And you know what though? TikTok is very hard to post stuff because everybody's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, really? So, but I got my own little fan. I just, like I said, I do most of my covers and singing on there. Like I said, I'm working on some originals. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm gonna like put myself out there and stuff like that. So I'm excited. I'm just trying to figure out who I am as an artist first before I just put myself out there and be like, okay, this is not I don't want to regret it. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to regret putting myself out there and then I'm just like, this is not what I want. You know what I mean?
I respect that so much because it's like you're taking your craft seriously and you're making it a process and you care about the work that you would be putting out,
For
as
sure.
opposed to you may have the resources, whether it be going ahead and posting it or just having the equipment to record music. You're saying, I'm going to make sure that I know what I'm doing in terms of my lyrics or my song choices, whatever, before I just go and hit go, go, go. I think that that's something that in this day and age, it's like it's easy to just be like, no, I'm just posting whatever I want in the moment. You're like,
Right.
it's like it's almost
Yeah,
like
no.
it's almost like old school to just be like, no, man, I'm gonna like trust the process and really work this out, develop myself.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, there you go. There you go. There you go. You were saying something and it cut off, so I was just like,
Oh,
he'll edit that.
yeah.
He'll edit
Yeah.
that. So yeah, no, I definitely, I agree. I think a lot of people just go and put out what they want to put out, but the project that I'm working on right now is I want to tell a story. I want to tell a story from the beginning to the person that I am now. It's very hard though, because being a songwriter, you don't really want to put out as much. You don't really want to really tell the deepest, darkest things that you've been through. You just want to tell them what you've been through. I think, like, as for right now, I have, in reality, if I really want to go to the studio and drop an EP, I could do that right now. I have songs that's ready to put out. There's singles that I could put out, but it's just like, I'm also scared of the criticism, like everybody is always scared of what the people are going to think. But I think in my mindset, I also, in the back of my mind, like, you shouldn't care what people think. If they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. There's always going to be that song that they just don't like. So yeah, that's it's just crazy. I like to take my time. I want to take my time, make sure that the type of project I'm working is with every blood and sweat that I freaking 5 years. So, yeah, so I'm just very excited, and I'm very excited for this Sunday. I'm very excited, for the next season. I'm very grateful for this opportunity, that you have been
I'm
able
grateful
to
for your
reach
time and
out to
energy,
me.
man. Oh, are you kidding me?
Oh, it was an awesome. So, like I said, I just very grateful, and as a person, I'm just learning on who I am, and as an artist, also the same thing. So I'm just going with the flow. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm glad you gave us a little insight into what your next year will kind of, maybe the beginning of what it'll look like before you're on the show next, because you've been teasing this project and we can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to hear it. So in just a minute, I want to give you the chance to plug your socials, where people can find your covers and listen to you, watch you. Really quickly though, we do have some housekeeping. If you like this podcast, here's what you got to do. If you're listening on Apple Podcast, you can subscribe and you can rate however many stars you want. We love 5, but that's okay. Leave a review if you like it, help drive up the algorithm. And on Spotify, it's very similar. Follow, it's not subscribe, it's follow. You can also rate. You can't leave a review, but that's okay wherever you are. There's so many platforms to listen on. Wherever you're listening, thank you very much. And you can also watch these interviews on YouTube if you like to see our guests' beautiful faces, if you like to see the reactions, you like to see my American Idol background, which I'm not going to tell you about because you got to go see it if you want to watch. Just type in American Idol Unaired on YouTube. You will find all of our interviews, including this awesome interview that we just did. And finally, you can follow us on Instagram or TikTok at Idol Unaired Podcast so that you can find clips from the show, reels. You'll get all the exclusive tea on upcoming guests. Whatever you need, you can find on those accounts. Now, Magdiel, I'm going to give you the opportunity to plug anything that you want, whether it be socials, the YouTube, the Spotify. Please take it away, my friend.
Absolutely. Hey guys, so if you guys want to go ahead and follow me on my Instagram, it is my first name is Magdiel_covers. If you want to follow my TikTok, it is JOSIAS Liam Official. And then if you want my Snapchat, if you love that, it's my first name, Singer23. And if you want my YouTube, it's my first name and my middle name, which is Maria Josias. And that's basically all. And then I'm not giving you my Facebook, y'all. I'm not
We're past that. It's 2022.
Social media, that if y'all find me on Google, then y'all can have me, but I ain't
Yeah.
giving y'all that right now.
Yeah.
So,
Oh man. Well, Magdiel, thank you so much for being a part of American Idol Unaired, the singers you didn't see. It's been so great
of
talking to you.
course.
Thank you.